Dobro večer, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I had a totally different video planned for tonight, but due to current events that have occurred, I decided, you know what, here we go. I'm going to leave that for another time. This is more important to talk about. If you've seen the title of this video, then you know what I'm about to talk about, or you should have an idea about what I'm about to talk about. It's been a long time coming, and I'm about to go ham on this. And if you're Muslim, then I'm about to go beef on this, because it's beef with the Bosnian government right now. And if you don't understand any of those references, yeah, big up. You're about to understand them. So, first things first, message to the Bosnian partner. You motherfuckers. Right, listen. It's time for you guys to take your fingers out of your asses and smell your own shit, because it stinks, and it stinks real bad. And people have realized it. And you know, people have known this for years, but it's this whole laid back approach and buzzing that I always say that I love it. Oh yeah, big guy, you know, this is the way it is. But now enough is enough, and people realized it's time for action. This was inevitable, and people have been saying it for a long time. I know I've personally been saying it for the last 3 years, but people have probably been saying it for a lot longer than that. The Bosnian politicians, you're not about action, you're about talk. And I know loads of governments around the world are corrupt, but right, the Bosnian government is like one horrible cafe that people go to every week, and they drink the coffee and they're like, oh yeah, it tastes like shit, but yeah, big guy, and just carry on, because there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, but system, but there is something you can do about it. Like, and now this is the only way, because they don't listen. The politicians don't listen, and the people are crying out. And now you need to listen. Now you really do need to listen. 3 presidents, 0 solutions. How do you have 3 presidents, but between you guys you can't sort out the most basics of things? If you think that this system right now is working, then you know what? Jebem ti materu pičku. I don't want to hear anything that you've got to say if you think that this system is working. Mrsku pičku mat, because it's not. When you speak to a lot of politicians in Bosnia, they will like, and you ask them, you know, is the system working? You'll often get this response where they say it's functioning. It's functioning, which is a very deceptive response to the question, is the system working? It's a very deceptive response, because if you look at it from a literal sense, right, working and functioning on a literal sense can mean exactly the same thing. Not always, but they can mean exactly the same thing, working and functioning. But if you look at it from a conceptual sense, working and functioning are not always the same thing. Because if I ask you, is that tap working? Then the implication is the tap working properly? So when I turn it, does the water flow out nicely? If I turn it all the way, is it going to flow out hard? If I turn it just a little bit, is it going to come out just a little bit, right? That's the implication. Is that tap working? If the tap is functioning, I just have to turn it and the water comes out. It's functioning, right? But if I can't turn it all the way and the water's not really coming out, then it's not working, but it's functioning, right? It's doing what it's supposed to do. Water come out when you turn the knob. Right, so when the question is asked, is this current system working, and you get this response, it's functioning, that's just an excuse to say, you know what, it's not really working for the people, but you know, it does what it's supposed to do on paper. It ticks the boxes on paper. It's not really working for the people. It's working for them though. It's working for them. They're getting their cheese, they're getting their cheddar, they're getting their checks in the mail, they're getting their money in their account. It's working for them. It's not working for the people. You know, at the end of the day, like, you motherfuckers who work in that spaceship, man, you must have seen this coming. It's because it's been a long time coming. So if you didn't see this coming, you're bigger idiots than I thought, to be honest with you. But you know what, you're not actually idiots, you're just greedy. That's basically what it is, because people are struggling, people are trying, people are striving, you know, and you guys are just stealing money from the people. That's what you're doing. Bosnia has the highest rate of unemployment in the whole Balkans. And I've seen people want to get jobs and they're told like they need to pay for the job. People are paid up to like 20,000 euros to get a job that they get cut from it within 6 months of working. And they don't even make that money back. So do you see how fucked up that is? Yeah, but system, brate. Do you see how fucked up that is? People really trying to get a job, they're willing to pay to get the job just to have that fulfillment like within themselves, like, yeah, okay, I got a job now. But they've paid for it. And they can't even make that money back that they paid to get their job. There's this view that often goes around of Bosnians being lazy, which I can understand how that view comes, why it comes across like that at times. But to be honest with you, I'm going to be dead honest with you. Like, Bosnians are not as lazy as what people say they are. There's a lot of people who just don't have hope, and there's a lot of people who kind of given up hope in that sense, and that can be reflected out of their lazy. It's not even about them being lazy, because when Bosnians want to work hard, they work real hard. I'm going to tell you that as a matter of fact. And you see when Bosnians are in other countries, their own government are not giving them opportunities. Me myself, I mean, I have a smidgen of, I can feel a smidgen of what people feel to a certain degree. Myself last year when I was in Bosnia, you know, obviously my plan was to stay around for a while. You know what I mean? I had a lot of plans, and I still have plans. I'm still working on a couple of youth projects that I'm hopefully going to come to fruition soon, which I'm not going to talk about in this video because that's not what it's about. But yeah, I came over, I think I worked my butt off basically, yeah, to get a qualification for a particular job that I thought, yeah, I could do that and I would enjoy doing that. So I said, yeah, get this qualification, I'm going to come over there, I'm going to, you know, work in that sector and then work on my projects on the side. No, couldn't get a work permit. Couldn't get a work permit. Ridiculous. And people are like, oh, what's going on? Why are you leaving? Couldn't get a work permit. Because the notification system, yeah, what system, right? Notification system in Bosnia is so dated. In fact, it's out of date. And I did some research into it, and somebody who I actually did an interview with to work for sent me some information about it. And not only is it outdated, it's not in accordance with European law. So you've got the government practicing things that are not even in accordance with European law. And I'm not going to go into that any further because I don't want this to be about me, because it's not about me. It's about the people, and the people have had enough. And it's about time. It's about time. Because this current system is not working for the people, it's working for them. It's working for them, it's simple as that. Do you know what I'm saying? Bosnia is the only place that I know of where I've heard of people paying to get a job. Paying to get a job. Paying for a job? I've never heard of that until I came to Bosnia. It's ridiculous. It's time for change. It's time for change, and the time is now. And I'm glad people are realizing that. Another example is, I know certain people who've worked in jobs for a year and not received a paycheck. How'd you work in a job for a year and not receive a pay? And it's just not like this is Bosnia. People say this is Bosnia. If you think that's normal, no, it's not. And I know it's become normalized. It's not acceptable though. It's not acceptable, and people shouldn't have to put up with that. People shouldn't have to put up with that. It's that simple. And like I say, it's time for change. The people are speaking. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That's what I would like to know, and I would like to see actually from the Bosnian government. I'm going to try and not keep this too long, because I feel like I've been babbling long enough as it is. So, yeah. Bosnian government, it's time for change. Vrijeme. Ciao. But people have decided enough is enough, and that's a beautiful thing to see. And the violence I don't necessarily condone or whatever, but I think extreme situations call for extreme measures, or at least cause extreme reactions, and that's exactly